Arirang.
Arirang.
Radio.
That was Balloon in Love by Sunmi, one of my favorite Sunmi songs. Today on Art Attack, in the first segment, of course, we have Checklist, where I recommend you guys some books that I've read, some Korean literature. And also in the second hour, we have Travel Diaries with Professor Cynthia Yu. And today we are talking about a city that I personally really like as well. So I hope you guys are excited for that as well. And also in Checklist today, I have so many things to talk about. And some of you guys might be like, oh, this girl is talking about this book again. But yes, it's just... there's a story to this, guys. I'm gonna get you curious before the song break. There's many things related to this book that I want to talk about. So yeah, stay in your seats. Don't go anywhere. I'll be back with Checklist after we listen to the song Nectar by The Boys.
작은 온기조차 없게 식어버린 my bed 시간마저 멈춰버린 하루 Feeling the gloom 감아들 끈적 어둠 속 손을 뻗을수록 멀어져 Blue sky, little stars 모두 다 빛이 바래만 가 Every night, every day 공허한 맘을 덮친 daybreak 들이킬수록 널 헤매지 My heart 퍼져가 황홀한 dreams come true So sweet like nectar Give it to me like that, that So sweet like nectar Cause I wanna cause our body was so yeah 너를 향해 달려 난 I just can't deny you 눈부신 you are my nectar Run, run, baby, where I go 점점 너에게로 I'm addicted to you My nectar You got everything I need 깊이 너를 느끼지 I'm addicted to you my nectar So what, hard like a pain machine 내게 날 이끈 thirsty 너란 view 속에 shine breeze 사스라이 물든 my lips Where'd you go, let me know Beautiful 달리는 my feet Please how to revive it 넌 잊지 않게 Go, baby, we don't stop it Every time, everywhere 당연한 그리움의 mayday 더 외칠수록 선명해진 Fantasize 가득한 너와 내 dreams come true So sweet like nectar Give it to me like that, that So sweet like nectar Cause I want it cause your body was so yeah 너를 향해 달려 난 I just can't deny you 눈부신 you are my nectar 매일 네 곁에 가까워져가니 꿈이 stay with me 이끌리듯 난 closer 내게로 closer There's no one like you Give it to me like that, that So sweet like nectar 기뻐하는 깊이 그려온 내게 멈출 수가 없어 난 I just can't deny you 눈부신 you are my nectar Run, run, baby, where I go 다시 너에게로 I'm addicted to you My nectar 하늘에 펼쳐진 영원 속에 you and me I'm addicted to you My nectar
There's a saying, live always in the best company when you read. I give you guys book recommendations to add to your list. Let's call it the checklist. I like to read. Not because it's fun, although it is fun, but it also helps me take care of my mind and control my thoughts. When I'm feeling stressed or there's too many things on my mind, I like to just binge read. I like to read and read and read because it just helps me get rid of negative thoughts. It really does help. It's like discipline. So when I force myself to read for hours and I'm done, I'm like, I feel achieved. And I'm just like, yeah, okay. I feel fulfilled now. And because of that habit, I do have a long list of Korean literature that I can share with you guys. And the book that I am sharing this week is another thriller novel. When will I bring in a happy PG novel for you guys? But it is called Pagwa, The Old Woman with the Knife, written by author Koo Byung-mo. And there is an English translation of this book, so you guys can check it out if you think it's interesting. Okay, so let's get into some basic facts. Firstly, like I mentioned, it's a thriller novel, but it's not violent. There's no gore at all. And I know you guys don't believe me when I say it's not violent because nothing is violent for me, but this book, it's like PG. It's children friendly. There's no gore at all. Please believe me. Nothing happens here. But it's still really well written, and I usually only like thriller or horror novels or books that are R-rated. I just enjoy movies. If it's a horror movie and it's not 19 plus, I don't watch it because I'm skeptical. I'm like, yo, if it's not 19 plus, it's not going to be scary. But this book, although it's just age friendly, it's super well written, and you'll know why. Firstly, it's interesting because the protagonist is an old lady that is a killer. So she's a killer, not like a random killer, but she has this contract. She's under this assassination company, and she is a very highly redeemed, accepted, reputationed. That's not some awesome words there, but yeah, she has a reputation for being a great killer. And the antagonist, antagonist is a young man. He's like in his 30s, I think. And it's really interesting because usually when you think of killer, an old woman is not an image you think of right away. So she's like 65-year-old, and she is under a killer's agency, and she is looking at retirement. That's when the story starts. She's slowly growing older, and she feels like it's time for her retirement. But then this young guy, this other dude, comes up in her life, and to be continued, because I'm going to talk about the author now. Now you guys have to stay around and listen to what happens with these two. The author, Koo Byung-mo, was born in 1976, and I believe this is a pseudonym. Is that the right word? Pseudonym? Yeah. This is her writing name. I think she does have another birth name. She made her literary debut in 2009 when her novel Wizard Bakery won the second Changbi Prize for young adult fiction. Wizard Bakery is also a very, very famous novel that she wrote. I might bring it in someday because I read it. When you think of bakery, it's very wholesome, right? But this book is not wholesome. And they talk about bread a lot. But Wizard Bakery is very interesting because it's like eerie, but it's also kind of sweet, but it's also sad. Yeah, it's one of her most famous works, and it was definitely her most acclaimed work before Pagwa, the old woman with the knife. But now when people think of Koo Byung-mo, the first book people think about is Pagwa. And she studied Korean literature at Kyung University, which is another prestigious university in Korea. And this book, there's just so many things to talk about, but the basic storyline I already said, it's about an old killer, but there's just so many details in between. So we're gonna go take some song breaks, and then I'll be back with loads and loads of information about why I like this book and why it is so famous in Korea. So yeah, let's go listen to these two songs. This is 우린 그렇게 사랑해서 Because We Loved by Kang Min-kyung and Choi Jung-un of Channabi, followed by 저녁 하늘 Evening Sky by Ailey.
밤하늘 손을 잡으면 기분이 좋다며 옅은 웃음 띠며 나에게 말하다 너는 슬픈 노래를 불렀는데 그게 우리 둘의 주제곡 같았어
하루는 순진한 눈으로 나를 바라보며 매일 두 손 모아 하늘에 빈다고 우리 둘의 시간이 영원하길 그게 참 아팠는데 그립기도 하더라 둘이 가던 둘이만 알던 수많은 거리 그 위로 하루하루 쌓여만 가던 소중했던 추억 그 위로 우리 다시 돌아갈 수 있을까 알아 결코 닿을 수 없는 시절의 우리
그때는 이해할 수 없던 너의 그 마지막 이젠 선명하게 닿을 것 같았어
그래 우린 그렇게 사랑했어 뻔한 이별마저도 우리다웠던 거야 둘이 가던 둘이만 알던 수많은 거리 그 위로 하루하루 쌓여만 가던 소중했던 추억 그 위로 우리 다시 돌아갈 수 있을까 알아 결코 닿을 수 없는 시절의 우리 그때의 우리처럼 둘이 가던 둘이만 알던 어설프던 풍경 그 위로 자라나고 쌓여만 가던 어리숙한 모습 그대로 이제 다시 돌아가면 어떨까 그래 결코 보낼 수 없는 시절의 우리 어떤 날이든 저녁 하늘은 못 올려보는 습관이 있어 온 세상이 날 떠나는 듯한 이상한 그 기분이 싫어 멀리 떨어지는 저 해는 내일 다시 올 텐데 나를 비춰줬던 햇살은 아닐 것 같아 네가 가다 사랑은 다시 오고 소란스러운 이별을 겪어봐도 이렇게 너는 자꾸 마음에 걸려 가끔씩은 좋아서 웃긴 하고 더 가끔씩은 행복의 맛을 봐도 아직도 너는 deep in me
We just listened to 우린 그렇게 사랑해서 Because We Love by 강민경 and 최정훈 of 잔나비, followed by 저녁 하늘, Evening Sky by Ailey. You guys are listening to Pretty Little Iris's Art Attack, and this is our Saturday Corner checklist where I recommend some Korean literature to you guys. We are talking about Pagwa, the old woman with a knife, written by author Koo Byung-mo. And I want to talk about the title first. So the Korean title is Pagwa, which does not mean the old woman with the knife. And I don't know why they named it the old woman with the knife, because I really love the Korean title. And it really is just, it's like, it really means something in the story. So Pagwa means damaged fruit. So kwa, you guys know 과일, like fruit. And pa, I feel like you guys won't know it by like 파괴, which is also like to damage. So pagwa means damaged fruit. And this damaged fruit does appear in the story, and it does kind of have a like lesson in the story. So I don't know why they named it really literal to the old woman with the knife, but maybe that was an easier title for foreign readers, because damaged fruit, you don't really know what they're going to talk about, which was my case. I knew, like, when I was very young, before I started reading, not very young actually, a few years back, I heard about Pagwa, but I never knew what it was about, because who's gonna think of an old killer when you think of Pagwa, when you listen to Pagwa? But yeah, overall, I think it's a great title. I think it's a great naming. So the old woman that is the killer, she has a code name, and it's called Hornclaw. And she's very acclaimed. Since she was young, she was very good at her job. So at her company, she was always respected. But as she grows older, obviously, she's going to get more dull and she's going to be sick. She's not going to be as sharp as she was when she was younger. So slowly, she feels like the people at her agency are kind of looking down on her. So she's like, okay, this is natural. There's other young killers coming up. They're up and rising. They have lots of potential, and I should leave. It's time for retirement. And the antagonist, he has an interesting relationship with Hornclaw. He is described as a very hot and sexy man in the novel. And he is kind of obsessive over Hornclaw. And I don't know to what extent I can explain, because I don't want to give any spoilers. But the male antagonist, his code name is Bullfight, Tu'u in Korean. And Tu, Bullfight, has these relations with Hornclaw since he was very young. So he kind of always wanted to meet Hornclaw, and they're under the same killing agency. And Hornclaw is related to one of Bullfight's childhood traumas. So that's how like he remembers her. I'm not gonna like exactly say how, but so he's seen this woman when she was a younger killer and when he was a child, and he's remembered her ever since, and it was his goal to meet her and to do stuff to her, like revenge. And so he goes into the agency, and many years later, now that she's very old and she's looking at retirement, they meet. And this Hornclaw is kind of, she doesn't have any strength anymore. She's not strong, and she's just trying to get retired with peace. But the antagonist, Bullfight, is like, girl, there's no way you're leaving in peace. Think of the things you did to me, bro. Think of the things you did to me. And he has like this obsession with her. So there's mixed opinions about what this is. People look at it and people read it and they're like, oh, this is vengeance. But some weird people like me are like, bro, this is love. It's not revenge. So it's up to you what you think their relationship is. And if you kind of want to get to know the atmosphere a little bit, there is this film on Netflix called Killer Boksun, I think is in English, Kilboksun. And when it first came out, everybody thought it was kind of a remake of Pagwa, this book, because it has similar relationships, like similar storylines. But when you watch it, you would really know that the storyline is different. Although like the atmosphere and the plot, not the storyline, but I would say like about the whole killer agency thing, it's pretty similar. Yeah. But Pagwa, I think, has a more surprising storyline. And I I don't want to give any spoilers, although I did talk about it. I want to just talk about another side story they have going on. So Hornclaw wants to retire and she goes on her last few missions, but during one of her missions, she makes a mistake and she hurts herself. So she stumbles upon this doctor. She goes into this hospital and she passes out. When she wakes up, there's a younger doctor taking care of her, and she kind of feels this nostalgia towards him because he reminds her of a guy in her past that brought her into this industry. And so she used to have a crush on this guy back when she was very young that got her into this killer agency industry. But, you know, obviously he's no longer around. So when she sees this doctor, she sees the resemblance and she has like this fondness towards him. And Bullfight, our very hot and sexy man, our villain, sees that she feels fondness towards this doctor and he kidnaps the doctor's daughter so that he could fight Hornclaw. And that is kind of the main storyline. And obviously they fight, they do stuff, and that's for you to check out in the book. But that is the main three characters, I would say, that just go around and just go on with the story. And although Hornclaw is the main character, I would say Bullfight, the villain, is almost the main character as much as Hornclaw because we get to see his perspective as well. It's very... At first, you're kind of annoyed by him, but then later, you're invested in his story too, because you get to hear his childhood, and you're like, oh, no wonder why. You get to hear the origin story. And guys, let me just say, I love Bullfight. But there's obviously a reason, which I will reveal very soon. Some of our listeners, I know, are probably like, Iris is talking about Pagwa again, because I talked about this so many times, not because of the book, but because of something else, which I will talk about very soon after I talk about this. So this is currently made into a film, and the director is Mingyu something. He is a director that made Antique, which is another film that I really like. And they are making this into a movie, and Bullfight is played by Kim Sung-chul and Hornclaw is played by Lee Hae-young. Kim Sung-chul, you guys might notice him from Prison Playbook. He did Romeo, and he is an aspiring musical actor. Not aspiring, he's very successful. And Lee Hae-young is another very famous actress. And when I heard that she was casted as Hornclaw, I was like, oh my gosh, perfect casting. She has the charisma for Hornclaw. Very perfect. And I'm very looking forward to their film adaptation. And the doctor, not the doctor slash the guy that got into the industry that she used to have a crush on, is played by actor Kim Moo-yeol. He was in 기억의 밤, Memories of the Night. He was in many other movies in Korea. He was recently on Trolley, which is another drama that I really like. So yeah, you guys probably know him. And I think they're releasing the movie next year. So when it comes out, I'm probably going to watch it and I will let you know if I liked it. But guys, tudung, this is the highlight. I wanted to talk about Pagwa because earlier this year it was made into a musical. Voila. You guys are like, oh, here she goes again. So this was made into a musical earlier this year, and it was the first time that they played it. It came out before the film adaptation, before anything else, and it was kind of the first real living adaptation of the book. And the musical was on for a few months, around 3-4 months, and I watched it twice. I wanted to watch it way more times, but I was traveling too much. This was when I was in Paris and Singapore, so it was hard to go and just watch it more. I wanted to watch it like 10 times, but I only watched it twice. And the reason why I watched it, I'm going to be super honest. I wouldn't have watched this musical because I'm not a huge musical fan. I wouldn't have watched it if it wasn't for my favorite person on earth playing Bullfight 2. So yeah, let me just talk about the casting. Hornclaw was casted by many people because musicals aren't just one people, but there was actually one very famous Korean musical star, Cha Ji-yeon. She is a star musical actress in Korea. She's also in dramas as well, like Taxi Driver. She was in 모범 택시. But she is very famous in the musical industry, and she played Hornclaw. I unfortunately could not watch Cha Ji-yeon's pair because the pair that I wanted to watch with and the dates did not line up. But yeah, she was casted as Hornclaw as well as another musical actress. Her name is Koo Won-young. I watched Koo Won-young's version 2 times. And for Bullfight 2, a very, 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 very amazing, fabulous, talented, hot, and sexy actor in South Korea. His name is Kim Jae-wook, played 2. I'm just blushing alone in the studio just talking about Bullfight. Yeah, so he was casted as Bullfight, and also Shin Sung-rok was casted as 2 as well. This is the guy from You Who Came From the Stars. You guys probably know him as the villain of that drama. They were casted on this musical show. I watched Koo Won-young and Kim Jae-wook's pair twice. And the musical, despite it being their first time making this musical, it was good. I liked it. And I'm not a musical pro, but it was really enjoyable. I really liked the numbers, the songs. They were very addicting. And I loved their costume as well. And when I was reading Pagwa, this was early last year, I think maybe like March last year, I was reading it, and you know how when you read, you cast people in your mind, right? And I was doing the same thing because in my mind, I was like, oh, I wish my man could do something like 2 Bullfight. I wish my favorite person on earth would do something like this, but he's probably not going to. And then a few months later, what on earth? I am the luckiest girl on earth. I see this casting news that he's going to be in the musical. And so it was perfect casting. He was just the hottest guy on earth, and I almost died because he was just, oh my gosh. Guys, I don't even have to talk about the musical anymore. If you want in-depth reviews, go to my blog because I have pictures and reviews of it. I highly suggest you go there because I have pictures of me fangirling. Yes. Back to the book, guys. There is also a prequel of this book called Pasue, but it is not yet translated. So yeah, it sucks, but maybe it will be later on. Now it's time for me to read out my favorite quotes from this book. Let me get my voice ready. Maybe all living beings get to experience a bright, shining moment at least once in their lives, precisely because they all crumble like overripe fruit, disappear like fireworks in the night sky. Did you like my low voice? So yeah, they talk about how overripe fruit is something that crumbles in a moment. And that kind of relates to the title of the book, Pagwa. And in the book, they have this peach that the main character keeps in her fridge that one day becomes too overripe and disappears, just like how life does. And it really makes you think that life is sweet, like peaches, But sometimes, just like how fruits are damaged and get too ripe over a day or even hours, life can disappear just like that as well. So we should all be very thankful for our every moments. Today on Checklist, I talked about Pagwa, the old woman with a knife, and I hope you guys are intrigued by now. If you decide to read it, let me know, and I'll be very happy to hear your opinions on it. Let's go listen to two songs, and I'll be back. This is 되돌리다, Return by 이승기, and 오늘 뭐 했는지 말해봐, Tell Me About Your Day by 권진아.
알 수 없는 그 계절의 끝 나는 너를 사랑하고 있던 걸까 어딘가에 우리 함께 했던 그 많은 시간이 손 닿을 듯 어제 일처럼 되돌려지곤 해 순간마다 네가 떠올라 조용히 낮게 울리던 그 목소리 봄을 닮은 햇살 같았던 너의 모습까지 언제나 넌 나의 매일을 환하게 비췄어 순간마다 네가 떠올라 조용히 낮게 울리던 그 목소리 봄을 닮은 햇살 같았던 너의 모습까지 아주 작은 기억들조차 여전히 선명해 알 수 없는 그 계절의 끝 나는 너를 사랑하고 있던 걸까 어딘가에 우리 함께 했던 그 많은 시간이 손 닿을 듯 어제 일처럼 되돌려지곤 해 순간마다 네가 떠올라 조용히 낮게 울리던 그 목소리 봄을 닮은 햇살 같았던 너의 모습까지 언제나 넌 나의 매일을 환하게 비췄어 순간마다 네가 떠올라 조용히 낮게 울리던 그 목소리 봄을 닮은 햇살 같았던 너의 모습까지 아주 작은 기억들조차 여전히 선명해 우리 어디쯤 있을까 수많았던 기억들을 되돌려봐 우리 행복했던 걸까 알 수 없는 마음들만 제자리에 남아 순간마다 네가 떠올라 조용히 낮게 울리던 그 목소리 봄을 닮아 햇살 같았던 너의 모습까지 아직도 난 너를 잊지 않아 네가 없는 밤이 너 없이 혼자서 보내는 주말이 이젠 더 편해졌는데 친구를 만나고 새로운 사람과 술도 마셔보고 매일 걷던 집에 오는 길에 갑자기 눈물이 흘러 목소리 듣고 싶으니까 오늘 뭐 했는지 말해봐 그냥 네 생각이 나서 어떻게 지내니 갑자기 전화해서 미안해 조금 힘든 하루였어 너의 목소리 그냥 듣고 싶었어 정말 그게 다야 너를 떠난 건 나대 다시 널 만나고 싶지는 않은데 오늘따라 네가 보고 싶어 익숙한 네가 필요해 목소리 듣고 싶으니까 오늘 뭐 했는지 말해봐 그냥 네 생각이 났어 어떻게 지내니 요즘 나는 사실 잘 못 지내 나도 내가 참 싫은데 너의 목소리 지금 듣고 싶었어 그래서 미안해 그래서 미안해 못 돼서 미안해 자꾸 힘들게 해서 내가 미안해 근데 보고 싶어 밤새 얘기하고 싶어 나도 왜 이러는지 모르겠어 목소리 듣고 싶으니까 그냥 아무 말이나 해줘 예전처럼 웃으면서 내 이름 불러줘 위로받던 날들이 그리워 그게 전부 다 너였어 정말 미안해 바쁜 거 다 알면서 이제 연락 안 할게 근데 목소리 들으니까 더 많이 보고 싶다
That was 되돌리다 written by 이승기 and 오늘 뭐 했는지 말해봐 Tell Me About Your Day by 권진아. Let's go listen to one more song guys. This is It's Over by 이하이.
하늘에 빛나는 저 많은 별 이제 우린 이별인가요 쉽게 보지 마요 날 그렇게 내게 맘을 준 게 큰 실수였나요 눈이 들 들어갈 때와 나올 때 다르다는 의미가 바로 이건가요 그대에게 짐이 되나요 차라리 내려놓아요 있을 데 없는 고집 입만 벌리면 거짓 언제나 네 맘대로 다 멋대로 며칠째 외로이 텅 빈 길을 걷지 난 이대로 네 곁을 떠나갈래 후회할 거야 넌 땅을 칠 거야 고달게 될 거야 너의 잘못을 I never wanna ever see you again 들리니 내 목소리 It's over it's over so baby goodbye 들리니 이 한마디 It's over it's over so baby goodbye 앞으로 두 번 다시 두 눈 가리고 울 일 없겠지 I said over 시험이 끝난 듯 홀가분해 이제와 돌아보니 난 정말 불행했네 푸른 하늘 아래 온종일 가려진 너의 그늘을 벗어나 날 찾아갈래 내게 짐이 되나요 차라리 내려놓아요 있을 데 없는 고집 입만 벌리면 거짓 언제나 네 맘대로 다 멋대로 며칠째 외로이 텅 빈 길을 걷지 절대로 난 너에게 다시 돌아가지 않아 그래 난 땀칠 거야 고달게 될 거야 너의 잘못을 I never wanna ever see you again 들리니 내 목소리 It's over it's over so baby goodbye 들리니 이 한마디 It's over it's over so baby goodbye 앞으로 두 번 다시 두 눈 가리고 울 일 없겠지 I said over 사랑이 식었다면 남주기 아깝다고 잡지 말아요 사랑이 식었다면 남주기 아깝다고 잡지 말아요 들리니 내 목소리 It's over so baby goodbye 들리니 이 한마디 It's over it's over so baby goodbye 하늘을 빛나는 저 많은 별 이제 우린 이별인가요
It's time to wrap up hour one, but in hour two, guys, we have very fun-packed travel diaries with Professor Cynthia Yu, so don't go anywhere. I'll be right back after this song. This is 태풍 The Eye by Infinite.
Okay.
다 끝났다 다 잊었다 이제야 너를 지운다 참 길었던 참 힘들었던 이별과 이별한다 다 그쳤다 다 멎었다 이제야 빛이 내린다 태풍 같던 비바람이 이제야 끝났는데 너의 기억이 추억이 다시 나를 휘감아 한 발만 봐도 난 온통 너로 또 젖잖아 내게서 떠나온 것이 도망쳐 달려온 것이 너의 기억 속 중심이란 걸 이제
One. Exclusive.
Here it is.
Two. Now check this out. Okay, fellas. Three.